I've had a few requests to do a video for the kitchen in my WeeRoll, and I've got it just about where I want it. I've used it, last year a good bit, but all I had in it was the countertop that you see there. So WeeRoll had built that, and then I don't know, about a year ago I put in the sink. So I'm going to show the parts of the kitchen and a little bit about how I did them. Let's start with the countertop. The countertop is an extra cost from WeeRoll, but in that case it's aluminum everywhere that it can be, and it is 100% aluminum for that. So it's a metal countertop. It's not the most durable for scratches, so you might want to cover it and stuff like that when you have it, or maybe even put another top on top of it, but I'm just being careful with it for now. I figure if it did get scratched up enough that I would change it out. So let's go in order with the modifications that I did. I ended up putting a sink in, and I've done another video on this, but the sink fits between some braces that's here. There's a brace there underneath from WeeRoll when they built that countertop, and then there's one over here. So I found a sink that would fit between there and there, and then I put a wooden brace across the back from that to there. So underneath it's got another support back there. I didn't think it mattered about using metal for that part. And then the faucet is a faucet that I got off of probably Amazon Marketplace, the Amazon warehouse rather. And you can pull it out, and the idea here would be that I might even be able to put a little port to pass it through for a shower outside, but that could be for something for later. So the other thing I wanted to do was water. So I've done a video on these things, but I'm going to detail all this. I did water, and then I did also hot water. So if I've got an electric hookup, I've got an electric water heater in here. And then I've got, of course, cold water that comes in. So the idea is that the cold water comes in through the hose connection on the outside, just like you'd have at a campground, and it comes up and it comes over and out. It also tees off, and it can go in here to supply the water heater. And you'll note that I've got that unhooked. The thing about these is they don't have drains in them, low point drains. So when you're done camping for the season, you need to take this out and turn it upside down and drain it out. So I've got it where I can easily remove it, but I do have hot water in there, and then there's this pressure valve that you have to have, and I've just got it simply draining into a cup because it rarely does any blow off, but I've got that. It doesn't even drain outside. In addition to that, I can dry camp. If I don't have the water pressure there, I can just fill this tank, and I've got another tank just like it, and it will draw from this, and in that case I would turn on the electric pump. The electric pump could just be on by always, and then it would sense the water pressure because this is the type of pump that goes in RVs. Of course, that's 12 volt. That's 110. So if you're dry camping, you don't have hot water, but no big deal, right? You can either make your own on a stove, a camping stove or something like that. So those are the modifications that I did to get the sink in and that. And like I said, there's other videos on that. So let's talk about the next modification I ended up doing. The next one was to build these upper cabinets. So the upper cabinets are done with this extruded aluminum that you can get from different sources. And I've got Automation Direct is based here in North Georgia, and they'll cut this stuff to size so you can find a supplier near you. And it's like Tinker Toys or building blocks or Legos rather, something like that, where you can just put these together with these angle brackets. So you can literally make these are Allen screws on here, so you tighten these down where you want them. And I've got this mounted up in here into an aluminum roof brace that comes across there. So it's pretty solid here. It's all hanging off of that. And I'm not going to put anything too heavy up there. This is a very lightweight microwave. And then the bottom of this is wooden. And I've got it put in there with some L brackets and then painted white. The doors came from IKEA, and that is the color that they come from IKEA. They also make them in white and a couple other colors. In the WeeRoll, you have this cowling up here. It covers up all your wires, so you had to do something a little different with this. So I had to carefully trim this out and then put a filler piece in here in that weird angle. And that is just simply wedged into that extruded aluminum and then tightened up. Got another one over here. And I can also, probably will add a piece of Luan down through there to divide that cabinet off, but I'm not in any hurry to do that. One of the cool things I was able to do is to add under cabinet lighting. So under cabinet lighting, the switch is here. And I have under cabinet lighting, and it is on 12 volts. It comes right up here and taps right into some 12 volt source that was here that powered the curb light that I'd had WeeRoll put in. And for my wiring, I just went all the way around the edges here, and you can't see it when, of course, the cabinets are closed. So, because that's just a piece of plywood, so you don't have anywhere to really hide your wiring. So I think the lights came out pretty nicely there. I didn't have a 110 outlet for this up here, and I didn't want to bother running it from up in here. So I just did the easiest thing, and I put a channel down through here, and this will pull down and I can plug it in. So that's how I get power to my microwave. That's the upper cabinet. And like I said, I got the extruded aluminum to cut to fit, and it's pretty much then hung up in there. Let's talk about the bottom cabinets. So this was just wide open last year until I found also IKEA doors that would fit in that space. And then I put a piece of aluminum, extruded aluminum here to make sure that it would fit the doors that I was able to buy. A piece of extruded aluminum at the top. And then I was able to use these hinges here. These hinges came off of Amazon, and I watched a guy named Bo Sean. He builds minivan campers, and he gives a lot of details, so he was very helpful. These are soft close doors, and I really like how those turned out. I don't have pulls on them. I might put pulls on at a later date. I've got them sitting over there if I want to do that. I'm still piddling around before I go out for the season. This cabinet here, I started to build in a whole cabinet here. And I just didn't want to get into the drawers and all that. I learned how to do it, but then started adding up the cost and really all the pieces and the paint and so forth. And then I learned that the way mine's built out, that the depth of this could fit a vanity cabinet. One that's just cabinets for your kitchen, but this is cabinets for your vanity, which are shorter. How far they go back there? They're not 20, I think, not 25 inches. I think they're 21. And so that didn't even have to cut. It was a scratch and dent piece, and I got the paint matched by IKEA. And because there was a chip in this corner up in here, and I filled that in, fixed it, and sanded it before I fixed it. Look at how they match. So may not have extruded aluminum around it like some of the other pieces, but matches perfectly in color. And this was a deal. Got this for $50. It's a regular wooden cabinet. Painted the sides of it. I may put a shelf in here at a later date. Right now my trash can's in here. The refrigerator. Now how do I hold the refrigerator in there while it's going down the road? I just finished this tonight. I put a strap in here. There's a strap that goes over and up over the top. And you'll see that strap ties in right there and goes around to my other side there. And then I cinched it down tight so the refrigerator won't go anywhere. Did the same thing with my microwave, by the way. So it's got a strap up here. And then these, I think they're called butler's cleats. That's the wrong name for them. Maybe I'll think of them later. But anyway, I got those, and that worked out. So that's more or less how I did that. And I guess the only thing I didn't touch on was my paper towel holder, which was just something I got off Amazon. I started to screw it in, but it came with adhesive, and it sort of matches the WeeRoll too because it's aluminum. So that's basically an overview of how I did those cabinets. I'd like to thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.